So today I'm going to be sharing with you makeup techniques that you need to try in 2023. These techniques will absolutely change your makeup game and it will allow you to apply your makeup in half the time. So the first thing is to hydrate, lock in moisture on your skin. It's so important to do that because it just helps prevent patchiness from your makeup and it helps your makeup blend a lot smoother. So I've been loving spraying my face before applying any type of product. So I'm going to go in with the Dial Buff First Spray Serum. So you want to give this mist a good shake. I love this serum because it's really nourishing on the skin, so it helps to provide your skin nutrients. It seals moisture on your skin so that your makeup can last longer. And I like to use this before makeup, but you can use it during your makeup application process and you can use it after to set your makeup. And I like to let it sit on my skin for a little bit so that my skin can absorb it without me rubbing it or touching it, just so that I'm making sure that my skin is really absorbing that hydration. So under sculpting is basically applying your contour and your concealer, all your sculpting products underneath your foundation. So first we're going to start off with contour. So for contour, I'm using this Fashion Fair foundation stick. This is in the shade Chocolate Darling. So to use this technique, I like using a sculpting brush. You definitely don't want to apply the product directly on your skin because I feel like that's going to give you more pigment. But for this under sculpting technique, we're going for something very natural and something easy. So I like to take a brush. This is the Morphe E63 brush. I love this type of brush for applying my contour and applying my foundation. So I'm going to take a little bit of this contour directly on the brush. And you want to do this to minimize the product that you're using. So taking that, I like to just focus on the areas that I apply contour, which is typically on my forehead area, and you want to just push that contour backwards, which is typically on my forehead area and my temples, and you just want to push that backwards. Then once you do that, you also want to apply the contour on your cheekbones. This is going to add a little bit of shadows, but the reason why I like to do this before foundation is because the contour typically tends to be a little bit harsh on your skin. So when you apply foundation on top of it, it softens it, it makes it look more natural, and it's really easy to blend on your bare skin. And for my jawline, I like to mainly focus on this area right here because that is where mostly I have the shadow. And then whatever's left, I bring it all the way down towards my chin. Alright, so next I'm going to do the nose contour. And for nose contour, I like to use a concealer or a contour product that is closer to the color of my skin. Typically not this dark. I'm going to use this Kaja Don't Settle Concealer. This is the shade Cocoa Macaroon, which is closer towards the color of my skin. So for this contour, I like to place it right here, and you want to place a small amount for your nose contour because you want it to look as natural as possible. You don't want anybody seeing your nose contour. So I'm going to take an angle brush such as this brush and just blend it downwards, and I like to keep it closer towards the bridge of my nose. Then once I get to the tip, I like to close it in. Then you just want to take a beauty blender and absorb all the excess product. So this will make sure that the nose contour does not move around on your skin and it's completely absorbed. Alright, so next is concealer. So this technique of applying concealer is supposed to give your makeup look more of a lifted look versus looking droopy, which I absolutely love. So I'm going to use this Maybelline Super Stay Concealer in the shade Tan 45. So this is a full coverage concealer. I like to use full coverage concealers, especially if I'm going with lightweight, light coverage foundations, just to make sure that I'm balancing the coverage of the product. So with this concealer, I apply it on the inner corners of my eyes where darkness is, and then on the outer corner as well. So this is typically how I apply my concealer under my eyes. But this time we're going to apply the concealer around this area as well. And I'm also going to place the concealer around this area. So around my nose area, because we're going to pull it upwards so that it lifts the face. And then also placing a little bit around this area. Now, I know this looks a little bit crazy. It looks like, oh my gosh, like, is this actually gonna look good? Because we're applying foundation on top of this, it's going to help diffuse it and it's gonna make it look softer. So I'm gonna go ahead and blend out the concealer with a beauty sponge. I like to start with this part of my face because I have dry skin and this tends to be the driest part of my face. So you wanna blend out this part first to make sure that it doesn't dry out. And when blending out your concealer, you want to blend it upwards versus downwards. This is going to help give you more of that lifted structure. And I'm going to go ahead and blend out the one on my nose as well. And blending it upwards, not downwards, because I want majority of the product to be around this area of my face. And I'm going to blend the forehead area. This part, I like to drag it all the way out towards my hairline, because this is really going to help lift up your temples and give you more of that snatched look. Then lastly, I'm gonna go ahead and blend out the under eyes. And if your under eyes get dry, I like to go in with the setting mist. So I'm gonna use this MAC Fix Plus setting mist and spray the sponge a little bit, or you can spray directly on your skin just to make sure that your skin is hydrated and all the products blend properly. As you can see, it blends out better. It's kind of marinated with the concealer to make it easier to blend so that it doesn't come out patchy. And with this concealer, I also like dragging it all the way out. As you can see, my face already looks lifted on this side. So this is what the concealer looks like. It looks ashy right now because I have not applied the foundation. But let me know in the comment section if you guys have tried this under sculpting technique of applying concealer and your contour first and applying your concealer in this way to help lift your face. And let me know in the comment section if you guys like it or not. So another technique that I've been into is using one product for so many different things. So I have here the Ink Velvet Lip Stains by Peri Para. These are the #1 best-selling lip stains on Amazon. First off, let's talk about the amount of product that you get in just one bottle. This is a lot of product. So I like to use these for so many different things, for eyeshadow, blush, lip stains, which I'm going to be showing you in a second. So this is the shade 17, which is a really nice rosy nude shade. This shade right here went viral on TikTok and it looked absolutely gorgeous on so many different skin tones. But they also have the shade 31, which I feel like is similar to the shade 17, but this one is a perfect rosy nude for deeper and darker skin tones. As you can see, it has a really smooth finish and it blends out easily, which I absolutely love. The lip tints also come in a set with their matching lip liners, and the lip liners are also really smooth and also velvety, so very similar to the lip stains, and that's why I like to use them for eyeliner. So I'm going to show you how I like to use these lip stains as a blush. So I like to pair two of them together. So the first one I like to use is more of a lighter color, and with this lighter color I like to focus it closer towards where the inner corners of my eyes are, and then I like to add a deeper color. So I'm going to use the shade 31, and I like to place this right at the bottom to create dimension. This is going to give you a really nice gradient when it comes to your blush. And to blend it out, you just want to tap that blush on your skin. As you can see, these are so easy to blend. I love that they give my skin more of a matte finish, so it's not too shiny. And this is perfect for everyday wear. So I'm just going to go ahead and do the same for this side and just patting that in. And if you want more pigment, you can go in with a little bit more. And I love that these are buildable, so you can build it to the pigment that you wish. And as you can see, these look absolutely gorgeous. It's very soft. I love that it's a mauve shade, which is one of my favorite blush shades. All right, so now it's time to apply foundation on top of this. And for foundation, I like to use more of a light coverage foundation, but I also like to mix it with an oil-free foundation just so that my makeup lasts on longer. So I'm gonna mix two foundations. I'm gonna go in with the Makeup by Mario SurrealSkin foundation. I wanna use this because it's a medium coverage, but I'm gonna mix it with the Clinique Stay Matte oil-free foundation because this is more of a long-lasting foundation and it tends to just settle on my skin like butter, literally. So with the foundation, I like to just give it a really good mix, and then I like to take a fluffy brush such as this brush right here. Because we're applying it on top of all these products, you don't want to use a dense brush, so I just go over it just like this, and I like to focus mainly on the lower half of my face. This technique is going to allow you to get more of that skin-like finish that looks super natural. So I'm just gonna go ahead and place this on my forehead as well. And I also love this because it allows you to use a small amount of product, like it looks more skin-like. So after doing that, you want to go in with a damp beauty sponge and just blend that on your skin. And as you can see, this gives you more of an airbrushed finish. You don't really see the foundation on your skin, and it also blends out really nicely because your skin is really hydrated. So you can build the coverage, you can go in with a little bit more if you have a little bit more discoloration and you have a little bit more to cover up. But the main thing is to make sure that you're not using a dense brush, because you don't want to move the products. You just want it to blend on your skin without moving the contour and the blush that we just applied. All right, so now we're just gonna go ahead and apply setting powder, and I like to use a powder puff to apply my setting powder. I think this is the easiest way to really press on that powder under your eyes to make sure that you're setting the concealer so it doesn't crease. So I'm gonna use this black Radiance setting powder, and I like to use the one in the shade Honeymoon. So I like to take a little bit on the powder puff and just tap that at the back of my hand, and I'm gonna go ahead and just set that concealer. This is like the perfect shade for my skin tone. I'm also gonna place some of this powder on my forehead because it tends to be a little bit oily, and I like to just go over my eyebrows as well. And I love this powder because it's very natural. It's closer towards the color of my skin, so it gives my skin more of that natural finish. So it's perfect as an everyday powder to set your concealer. So like I mentioned, these tints can be used for so many different things, including eyeshadow. So that's what we're gonna be doing today. So I'm gonna start off with the shade 31, which is the deeper color. Picking up some of that shade, I'm gonna place it at the back of my hand. And you want to use a blending brush with this and pick up a little bit of that product. And I'm gonna focus this on the outer portion of my eyes. Because these are really nice and smooth, they work perfectly as an eyeshadow. You can use your fingers to apply them, but I like to use a brush because I have smaller eyelids, so I like my application to be more precise. So I'm bringing this towards my crease area as well. Then next I'm going to take the shade 17, which is that lighter mauve shade, and I'm going to place this at the back of my hand as well. Then I'm going to take another clean blending brush and saturate that brush with that product, and I'm going to focus this on my eyelid area. So this is going to give that nice gradient from the darker color to the lighter color, and very similar to how we applied the blush. So next I'm going to go ahead and apply mascara, and I'm using the L'Oreal Telescopic Mascara. I love this mascara because it really helps to lengthen and lift your lashes. Like sometimes I feel like I don't need false lashes when I apply this mascara because it really truly helps to give you a really nice lifted look. Then for lashes, I'm going to use these Kiss lashes. These lashes are super natural, which I absolutely love. And one technique that I've been loving about eyelashes is literally just cutting the eyelashes way shorter than my eyes are, just so that I can focus the eyelash on the outer half of my eye instead of bringing it all the way in. So if you struggle with applying eyelashes, definitely try this technique. It just makes applying eyelashes so much easier. So I'm gonna go ahead and line my lips, and I'm gonna use this brown lip liner, and I like to use a brown lip liner to line my lips because it gives me a really nice ombre effect. Then I'm gonna take the lip stain in the number 17. I love this color on my lips. It just makes my lips look really natural. All right, so I have 3 lip glosses here by Peri Para as well. So we have Clear 01, 02 Edge Nude, and Chilling Rosy 03, which is the mauve shade. And these lip glosses can be used for so many different things. You can use them as a highlighter to help add a little bit of glow to your skin. You can also use them as eyeshadows to give your eyeshadow more of a glossy look, which is exactly what I'm going to be doing. So I'm going to go ahead and take a flat brush and place it at the back of my hand, and picking up a little bit of that lip gloss. I like to place it right at the center of my eyes, which I feel like looks absolutely stunning. It kind of gives your makeup look kind of like a wet look, and I like to apply these after applying my eyelashes just so that my eyelashes don't stick on the gloss. And then I like to just take what's left over, and these glosses can also be used as a highlighter, so to add a little bit of glow to your skin. And I like to just take my finger and add that to the highest points of my cheekbones. Like I mentioned, this technique of using one product for so many different things can save you a lot of money, and it can just allow you to create really fun makeup looks. So I'm gonna place that right here as well to add more of that highlighter look to my nose. So for my lips, I'm gonna go ahead and use the shade 03 Chilling Rosy. So this is the mauve shade. So this is what the lip gloss looks like all over my skin. They're not sticky on my eyelids at all. Neither are they sticky on my lips, which I absolutely love. I'm gonna lock all this makeup in place, and I'm using the MAC Fix It setting mist. This is a long-lasting setting mist. So definitely check out Peripera product, and you can get up to 20% off their Valentine's Day sale. And I want to give a huge thank you to Peripera for partnering with me in this part of today's video. So these are all the makeup techniques that you definitely need to try in 2023. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and don't forget to check out my next tutorial over here. But other than that, I will see you guys in my next video.
KLJ, welcome to a channel where it's poppin'.